Hi everyone, you got the troops here from Pins and Needles in Cleveland, Ohio and sewItonline.com. So we want to start a fun project. So we know you have a whole bunch of scraps and a whole bunch of junk at home, and we want that all cleaned out so we can go on to cooler projects on top of that. Now I personally, my love is purses and home decorating and garments. That's what I tend to go quilting. Now my Etta here, who is in love with, what's your love?
I love quilting.
Everything.
Everything. Quilting, long arming, garment sewing, crafting.
You're crafting. You need to make a book.
Yeah, crafting.
Ha, yeah, you are everything.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
And you too, huh?
Yeah, quilting, serging, making quilts on the serger. That's what
That's true.
Oh, yeah. So you got a whole lot to learn from all of us. We all have our own little things, and we do this in our stores all the time, so we just wanted to bring it out to you. But what we wanted to start you is to do something different. We want you to use that new sewing machine you bought. We want you to get involved in doing a little bit more than plain straight stitching. So that's what our goal is. If you've got a sewing machine, we're going to learn every one of those little things about it, and why did you buy it, and what does it do, and what can make your life easier. So we're going to start today with a challenge for you where we can get your scraps sewn up, and we're going to have you get all kinds of ideas. And then what we want you to do is to share on the Facebook group what you decided to do. So it doesn't matter if you're going to make a quilt. You could make a placemat, you could make a purse. We just want you to use up some of your scraps and have a little bit of fun and use some of the cool things on your sewing machine. So you ready, girls?
Absolutely.
We're ready.
We're ready.
Yep.
You get ready too.
Hi everybody, Michele here,
And Etta.
and we're the dynamic duo. Again, we're back, and we're gonna be talking about your stash. And remember the challenge Jan told you about? Well, we're here to talk to you about that, give you some ideas what you can do with your stash. Right? So, this is your stash.
That's my stash.
Let's dump.
Oh no,
Right?
no.
So look at all this stuff. So what are we gonna do with all this, Etta?
Well, we're going to make all kinds of things. You know, you can do anything with this if you put your mind to it, and the possibilities are endless.
They really are. They really are. So, I mean, you've got little tiny pieces.
I do.
And you've got big pieces.
Oh my.
Oh, that's really
a nice
big.
one.
Yeah. So, and this is actually even a knit, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
I think you made a top with this. I think I remember you seeing
I made a
seeing
skirt
you.
with that.
Oh, very
I did
cool.
make a skirt with
Very
that.
cool. Well, you can make a partial top. Get another
Look, I
piece.
got a little piece of some quilted junk in here.
There you go.
Oh my, I've got a little bit of everything in there, don't I?
You do.
I kind of
So-
keep stuffing this away, guys. Don't tell Jan.
Don't. Oh my gosh, you even have velour or
You know
velvet.
what? It's all stuff that a lot of times we're just going to give it a pitch.
Okay.
And I have a problem with pitch and fabric. Do you have a problem with pitch and fabric?
Yeah. Now, my rule of thumb is if it's bigger than my hand, I keep it.
Okay.
But if it's smaller than my hand, I get rid of it. But actually, I don't even get rid of it. I put it in a bin in my sewing room, and there's a few friends of mine that make dog beds.
Oh, okay.
And
there you
I
go.
just keep filling up the bin, and I give them a little, like a bag of it as it fills up. So I really never get rid of anything.
Anything?
No, but for me, I like to do that. Now, some of the things you can do with your scraps that you have in your stash is if you have an AccuQuilt Go Cutter.
My best friend?
Right.
How about you?
Yeah,
best
I
friend?
do. And it's not even the strips, but I'll make circles. Even the basic die that comes with it, you can cut your scraps and separate them, you know, or even if you want to do just strips, you know, this would be perfect if you want to do strips, although I would probably put this and make another top out of, I would make a top out of this. Get some white knit so you know.
Little kids' clothing.
Right.
You know, there's enough there to do something with.
Right, but I mean, you've got stuff here, like this piece here, I would put this in, press it, and put it in the Go Cutter to make strips out of. 2.5 inch strips, you put it in a container, and literally, it's okay to get those plastic bins
Do you have any
and
children
separate
that
them.
love to play?
Yes.
How many times have we pulled out our scraps of, we did a jelly roll thing at one time with
Right.
the kids.
Right.
And you talk about heaven, you give something like that to a child to play with, they love color, and boy, can they come up with some ideas.
What was this from? I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
But I mean, why couldn't you put this in a quilt? I mean, this has the making of a crazy quilt right
quilt
off
all
the
over
top.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
I mean,
over it.
you've got all kinds of things. But it's nice because you've got small pieces, you've got big pieces, you even got strips already
I
made.
do.
You know, you can even make, if you're making like a crazy quilt, you can make the binding out of this too.
Binding, you can combine pieces to make the binding.
Yep.
I mean, so there's so much you can do.
Oh yeah, the textures are awesome. Now, what are some other things? We pulled some things we thought we would like to show you. Can you grab those?
I can.
All right, let's move this out of the way.
Okay.
So with your stash, you kind of want to, you don't even really have to organize it. You can, like Etta made a couple things that we're going to show you in another video that you just pulled out of a bag.
I'm just pulling.
And whatever
Pulling.
comes out, right?
Absolutely.
But when you're making things, no matter the size, I mean, we can start and just probably name 100 things. We won't, but we could probably name
We're
100
guilty
things
of
that you
it.
can make. But I mean, so we have table runners,
Table runners.
pillowcases, even patched pillowcases, right?
Pillow shams.
Pillow shams,
Placemats.
placemats. Yep. How
About
about
scarves.
yeah? Oh, scarf. Look at even this little patchwork, little bag. Okay, how cute is that? And it's just little tiny strips. A strippy. What do you call it? The strip quilt. When you're doing it on like the paper foundation or a muslin
yes.
foundation, that's really a great. Yeah, like a
flipping
flip
quilt.
and stitch. We might do a video on that too.
How about this one?
Oh my gosh, this is just an applique and you're stitching and you made a card.
Yeah, and you know some of those little pieces that you think, oh, I'll never do anything with them?
Yeah.
How much do you need there?
Right, not very much. Not very
No,
much.
not very much at all.
And all of us have the supplies that we need to make these things. You know,
We
so
do.
if you like to do an applique quilt, you really just need the soft views to be able to put it on the back of your pieces and to stitch them down.
Right.
What else do we have?
How about this one?
Oh, yep.
I love those little things. And how many of us have those in our purses?
Right, and even just the decorative stitching that goes around it. Now, I know you can make this particular item. It's kind of like for your earbuds, that you can, yeah,
earbuds,
cords.
tissues.
Right,
How
tissues.
about makeup in your purse? Mm-hmm. How many of us collect all these business cards and have no place to put them? Those are perfect places to put some of this stuff where we don't have all this garbage
All
in
the
our
stuff,
purse.
right. And you can put a key ring on here and put it attached. But this can be done in the embroidery hoop or on your sewing machine. Another thing is the mug rugs. You know, mug rugs, simple.
They're so much fun.
Right. So look at this is a nice zipper pouch. Okay. Look at different color. These are probably all batiks. It's got a nice flap to it, but look at all the different decorative stitches. And this is just using a variegated thread.
And using up what you have.
Yeah, so what else do we have?
How about a table runner?
Table run. Talk about lots of pieces. Look at all of that decorative stitching.
Now
I
you're
mean,
starting
talk
out with
about-
you could go with big pieces, you can go with little pieces, but they actually use some pretty narrow pieces on this.
Yeah.
And some of them can be long, some of them can be short, so you're really using up a lot there.
Right, right.
And then all those decorative stitches on your sewing machine, how much fun is that?
Yeah, very
When you want to
cool.
experiment, that's where you want to experiment with.
Right. So, and then, but I mean, and then just making a quilt. There are plenty of organizations out there that are always looking for quilts that you can donate.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, and this is a simple quilt that I made. This is actually a quilt as you go, all done on the serger. So yes,
No,
you can
not the
quilt
serger.
on the serger. You can quilt on the serger. You can attach your pieces for anything, any of these items that you may want to make on your serger or your sewing machine. There's plenty of different presser feet. This actually has the wave stitch on it, and this uses batting and cotton fabric, and it's amazing what your serger can do. All those layers, 2 layers of batting and 4 layers of fabric can go through pretty much any serger, and it's real easy to do.
And it's so quick and easy. And it's all done quilted when you're
Right,
done.
right.
How cool is
And
that?
if you want this, you don't even have to add the ruffles.
No.
And then I'll show you the back. just nice and simple. But what a great even tummy time quilt for a little one.
Yep.
And you can add the colors. But it doesn't have to be all these long strips. It can be all these different pieces made into little
pieces.
squares and then combined to do a quilt as you go,
And you
or
know what?
flip
You can
and stitch.
Put some of this together too and make skirts. You know, you're getting back to that
True.
gypsy look where you're combining so many things that you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
And you know, you're not locked in that box. This piece has to go in a certain place.
Right.
So that's what I love about
Right.
the scraps.
I like that you have. Ooh, look at these. These are already cut.
They are.
See, this is probably a go
It
cutter.
is a go cutter.
Yeah, I mean, talk about making diamonds, you know,
There
and
you
what is
go.
that? That mariner's compass.
Mariner's compass.
You know, pieces. But you know, if you're gonna use your stash, you can do one of two things. You can organize your stash, because some of us are kind of OCD and we need to do that. Or you can just say, whatever's in the bin, I'm pulling, I'm gonna stitch it. And we're gonna show you how to do that next. You with me?
I'm with you.
Sounds good. We'll be right back.
Back.